Yankee with no brim!
Hey guys, this video is intended for famous Twitch streamer boboimo only, so if you're not him, log off. Alright Ben, now that they're gone, this is the garden so far. Alright, take a peek. See, that's my room. Now as you can see here, not much is going on. Stuff is only just starting to sprout. But, you know, that's just how it goes. We live in a cold climate up here in Minnesota, so you have to wait sometimes. So let me start off by giving you the layout. So like I said, that's the window to my room. That's under the porch, all right? Starting from the house back, you can see we've got popcorn growing here. All those little pieces of grass are popcorn. There are a couple weeds in there, and in fact, I think I can zoom in and show you. That is literally just a cob of corn that I planted, and like a bunch of stuff is sprouting. Probably won't grow all the way through, but you know, we'll have to see how that goes. It might be interesting. Moving on down though, these are some garlic plants. You can see there are a couple shoots. I planted those like a long time ago. You can kind of see them. And they've been coming along pretty well. Nothing too interesting, you know. It's like grass. They just kind of grow. I've never grown those before, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, here we've got the pumpkins, all right? And you can't really see any of them. In fact, let's see, right there, there's a couple pumpkin sprouts with, you know, between all the weeds. Like, there's one. But those ones, they usually take a while to sprout, so I'm surprised they've already gone this far, this early. So that's cool. But they've got this big space here. Like if you can compare it to the peas and the corn, it's like as big as two of those, because they like to like grow up and vine, you know. So I made sure to give them plenty of room. Yeah, those are coming along fine. Here I'm actually growing potatoes. I've never grown potatoes before, and I didn't do it last year or the year before that, so we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure, you know. But as you can see, we do in fact have one little potato sprout there, and then another tiny one right there. But yeah, those will come along if they do. We'll see how that goes. It's kind of a small spot because this is a test. And right there, that's where watermelons are supposed to grow, but like, they haven't sprouted yet. They do like the warm weather, so it might be a minute. We'll see. And then this big plot right here as well is where the cucumbers are gonna grow. Now, if I get in close, you might be able to see a couple of them. Like there's one right there. They look and they act just like the pumpkins because they're both squash family members, you know? So they like the warm weather. They'll take a while to sprout. That's how it goes. Moving back up to the house though, this is the only thing that's really been interesting so far. These are the sweet peas, and as you can see, they're going crazy. These ones really like the cold weather. As you can see, they like to bring up these little vines, and then they'll wrap around these poles that I put here. They'll climb all the way up to the top. Yeah, they grow really fast and really easy, which is great. But they do like to get eaten by rabbits. It's really annoying, not gonna lie. Moving on here though, on the other side, here is here's the sweet corn. It looks just like the popcorn, but yeah, it makes actual like sweet corn that you can eat, which is nice. But yeah, that's coming along pretty well. I'm surprised it's already going as much as it is. That's really good. And you know, the old adage is knee high by the 4th of July. There's my knee. They got a little ways to go, we'll see. Then moving on here, right next to the corn, we've got the beans. The beans are starting to sprout up. It is kind of cold still, but they're coming along, which is great. Some are still just sprouting out, and some have been going for a little bit. But they're looking pretty good. A little bit of a yellow color on a couple of the ends of the leaves, like right here. Not sure what that's all about, but hopefully it's just a bit of a meme. They're just a little chilly, you know. And then right next to the beans, you can see pretty much nothing. All of these are weeds. But if you look real close, that is the tiniest sweet pepper sprout in the world. I started that indoors in March when I started all the other plants. That's the only one that sprouted and survived. So the sweet peppers are looking kind of grim. We'll see how that goes. Moving on, right next to it though, you can see the tomatoes. And let's see, tomatoes are doing much better. That one already has leaves. That is a fresh tomato sprout. There's a tomato sprout. Here's one I've been keeping under a container because I transplanted it. It's going pretty well too, which is great. So tomatoes, I might actually get a yield, we'll see. But I've never grown those before either, so that's kind of an experiment as well. But then moving back, so here's, for reference, you know, that's my little walkway in the middle. And here's the corn, the sweet corn that is. And then here I've got, this is wheat from seeds that I got from Talus actually, because I guess the straw, or the straw mats that we put down had wheat seeds in them left over. So I pulled some of those from Talus, saved them, and planted them. And, you know, looking pretty good. It looks like grass, but, you know, wheat is grass. So hopefully I can get a bunch of seeds, and then next year I can get a lot more, and then maybe I can make flour and cook some bread, because you never forget about the bread. And these are hard to see. They are green onions. They just look like little grass as well. They don't have leaves, they're just kind of like little shoots. They're pretty cool though. Never grown those before either. It's kind of an experiment. And then over here, right next to those, this is my carrot bed, and you can see a bunch of little carrot sprouts all around. And I've got a couple rows, but frankly they just sprouted everywhere because, like, I seeded and then I tilled and then I seeded. It was a mistake. Don't do that. But yeah, those are starting to come up. Hopefully they go well. Never grown those before. I'm experimenting a lot this year, more than usual, but yeah, hopefully that works out. And now, oh, here's a better shot of some of those cucumber plants. As you can see, they look just like pumpkins, you know? These are some that I transplanted from inside that I sprouted, and you know, it's best to keep them under a container, because when you transplant a plant, it can experience a lot of shock and just straight up die. Here's a good example. So in my tomatoes here, I've got this tomato sprout, right? I kept this one under the container. And then at the same time, I transplanted another sprout. I wonder if you can see it right there. That little white thing. Yeah, it just died on me. I don't know. Guess it wasn't strong enough. But now, you see, here's my garden. I've moved around to the other side, right next to the house. And there are a couple things over here that are of note. First of all, these are some mint plants right there and here. And those are just native. They were here when I got here, and they probably will continue to be. But yeah, I transplanted them from over where the popcorn is, way over here. And they survived the winters, that's cool. And these are great, you know, you just take off a little leaf and eat it, and it's minty. You rub it in your fingers and smell, it just smells like mint, it's great. Yeah. And you can see we've got some little mint seedlings as well. It's my compost patch. Then moving over here as well, this is a little apple tree I'm trying to start. We'll see how that goes. But so far it's living. This might also be an apple tree. I don't know. I don't think I planted that. Interesting. And over here, this was a big surprise to me because last year I really wanted to grow some like berries, but you know, it takes a long time to get a berry plant to grow. So I just threw some like strawberry butts over here and let it sit. this year I was tending the garden and then I looked over here. That is a whole strawberry plant right there. In fact, I might even get berries from it sometime this season. We'll see. But yeah, that's epic. And also, fun little surprise as well. That right there is another strawberry plant that just popped up in the pumpkin garden, completely by surprise. So yeah, that was pretty epic. Not gonna lie. Epic Game Season Pass. But yeah, other than that, you know, it's the garden. We'll see how it goes, if this configuration is ideal or not. I don't know. I'm doing a lot of experimentation this year and not sure if it's gonna pay off, not sure if I'm gonna be wasting a lot of space or not, but hopefully it goes well. But yeah, growing plants is easy. And that was a bit of a bro moment, I'm not gonna lie. That is the whole thing right there. It's the garden. So Bobo, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the share button. And yeah, never stop gaming.